Here's what I want to talk about today. Okay, as we come in, we got 4 more weeks left of quarter 2. So coming into the last 4 weeks, this is probably one of the biggest times coming into the summer, even though we're coming out of like 2 months basically of COVID. We're coming up into the summer, and this is where I would say 90% of those of you that are doing the work within the Freedom Formula and within Men and Women of Iron have a tendency to drift. It's just where we start to get off. I get the stories of, the kids are going nuts. I got to get them organized. I've got no help at home. We're exhausted. We've been running around to figure out business. We're restarting business. All these different distractions are coming into play. So what I want you to remember is this. Okay, here are some of the things to review. Let me actually share this with you. Let's go to this. So again, if you're in any way, shape, or form like any of us that are in the midlife triangle of chaos, that's any of us that are married, kids, business, any of this, if you are here and you're experiencing the overwhelm of this all right now, I want you just to consider following this for a second, okay? So to begin with, I want to make sure that you are familiar with the General's Tent. Look at what you're doing on a weekly basis and set up your week in such a way that you're not just fitting stuff in. If you're fitting things in, you've got this big list and you're trying to fit it all in, it's exhausting, trust me, okay? So make sure, if you're unclear about what the tent looks like and how to strategize your week in an ideal way, get a hold of us. We'll let you know. We'll walk you through that. That's number 1. Make sure the General's Tent is in there. Number 2, make sure you're getting to your daily engine or your core 4, making sure that you're taking care of the individual pieces of your foundation so that you're not crumbling, your body's not falling apart, your finances aren't falling apart, your relationships aren't falling apart, and you're at least filling your cup up a little bit on a daily basis. Number 3, make sure you are doing some form of mind game on a daily basis, whether that's the stack, the work. In our group, it's the Patriot Missile game. If you are not exercising the brain on a daily basis, and what will happen is we will, in the background of our head, will be leading, stories will be running, and we'll be running your life. We'll actually pay attention to stories that are occupying space, and they will become distractions from moving in the direction that we want to go. The Patriot Missile game, the stack, the work, any of these different pieces are all there, just like fitness, just like nutrition, just like your spine care, anything else that you're focusing on, daily basis to make sure we're staying on track. If you have no idea what I'm talking about as far as the stack, the Patriot Missile game, the overview of the work, let us know. Pop into the group, into the Freedom Formula group, and we'll share it with you. It's just a series of questions. You just need to have access to the app so that you can walk through those questions. It just helps to bring us back on track, aligned with you on a daily basis. Make sure as well, if you haven't the night before chosen the one thing that you're going to do that day, so that you've got a focus that's aligned with your quarterly targets, that's getting you moving forwards, what's going to happen is we wake up and the brain starts to spin into overwhelm. I always go back to Steve Jobs, what I call the Steve Jobs principle. Wore the same damn shirt every day to work and on the weekends, because it eliminated one more decision that he had to make during the day. Simplification and systems are what make us work. Routines, rhythms, and habits. And right now, if you're still scattered in your routines and rhythms and habits, again, we're setting ourselves up for chaos. I want you to consider that Mondays, the more that you can do this, Mondays should be Mondays, Tuesdays should be Tuesdays, Wednesdays should be Wednesdays. So there's little to no thinking about what it is that you're doing on those days. And at the beginning of the week, when you do your weekly General's Tent, you can choose the one major target you have for the week, okay? And last but not least, the drift monster happens when we feel like we're running on a treadmill, we have no summit attempt or target that we're focusing on, and we haven't reverse engineered the way to get there. If you've set targets, but we don't have the strategic points that we're shooting for to hit them, then again, it can feel like overwhelm. If you feel like you're in overwhelm or you're completely scattered, you're burnt out, you're exhausted, frustrated, any of these things are popping up for you right now, I encourage you to pop into the Freedom Formula Facebook group. It's free. Get in there. Ask where to start, how to start, and get traction. July 3rd, we will restart the entire process, guys. So make sure if you have any interest in learning any of these skills, any of the tools, so you can get more traction going in your life again and feel like you're actually filling your cup back up and getting where you want to go. July 3rd will be webinar number 1, and we'll do 1 webinar per day of the Freedom Formula, 7-day Freedom Formula Challenge. Mark your calendars, July 3rd. If you want to start before then, no problem. Just get a hold of me, pop into the group, apply to get into the group. We will give you some assistance. I hope that's been beneficial. You guys, if you're in overwhelm, stop, breathe. 1 step, 1 breath. Let's go. Bye for now.